Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having a fantastic day. Let's get right back into it. But before we get started, I want to go over a couple of changes. Shout out to my subscribers, Lynn Fly. Is that how I pronounce it? Lynn Fly put me on to a couple of different things that I could do regarding the Lich, and I decided I actually like them and want to go with it. So I where? Oh wait, here it is. So I didn't realize for Ascendant Element, usually you just pick fire, ice, the standard elements. But when you become a Lich, they add negative element as one of the elements you can choose. So, the damage that I do for negative energy can no longer be prevented or reduced by resistances or immunities. On top of that, I have Death of Elements. Lich can change any elemental damage to negative energy, no matter what is the source of this elemental damage. Lich can also activate consuming elements for 1 round per 2 mythic ranks, turning all incoming elemental damage into negative energy. All great stuff. And so, if you see, I've now changed out my bar where I have things that allow me to blow people up, because that is what I intend to do with these newfound abilities. All right, got it? Cool. Everything else is the same. And let's go ahead and get started. Nothing there. There's garbage. What is this? One old Keller told this my brothers and me on his deathbed, and then he died, and no one knows but us. I know this is their sacred forest. They prayed in the meadow of the spirits. Shamanic relics, you say? A big treasure? Sounds like a lie. Everything was collected, carried away, and buried in that cave. The scouts say a bear lives in those forests, a terrible one, and there must be magic guards in the cave. That's why we suggest you come with us. We'll split the treasure equally. All right, we'll start with Hillor. Hello, sir. How are you? Congratulations on taking Drezen, Commander. It's a great victory, though you paid for it with much blood. The smell still hangs in the air. I remember the smell well. The last time the air reeked like this was the most horrible day of my life. That day I nearly caught the spinner of nightmares. Is there anything new in that? I went through all that already? Okay, no. Good luck. Watch your back. Only trust your closest friends. The enemy is cunning and treacherous.
Forwards.
So, the experiment. Nenio gestures excitedly. I will need some supplies for this one. Boy, please bring me a bottle of alcohol. Any will do. And please hurry up. Science can't wait. Why would you need alcohol? I've already told you it's for an experiment. Hurry up and bring it to me. What kind of experiment? This will be an experiment of a personal nature. Nenio seems sheepish, but no less exciting for that, mark my words. Why don't you go and buy a bottle yourself? I am busy with an extremely important task, mentally preparing myself for the experiment. Besides, a task like this is perfectly fit for my loyal follower. I brought a bottle of alcohol for you. Nenio snatches the bottle out of your hands and stares at it with all the covetousness of a seasoned alcoholic. Here it is. My path to learning the true values of humanity from the perspective of the lowliest man on the street. She produces a corkscrew from her sleeve and looks at it in bafflement, then at the bottle, then at the corkscrew again. After which she hands the bottle back to you. Open it. This experiment definitely won't work if we don't open it. Do you always carry a corkscrew up your sleeve? Don't be preposterous, but I am always meticulous when it comes to preparing for my experiments. I plan for every eventuality. Nenio sighs. All right, I admit that's not true, but I have truly prepared for this particular experiment. What is the experiment going to be about? I'm taking a huge risk with this experiment. I'm putting my reputation, my good name, and even my future on the line. With the help of this bottle, I will lower myself to the level of the average man on the street, and I will try to understand the mentality of someone wholly devoid of intelligence. You surely know, maybe even from personal experience, that alcohol dampens mental activity and is a catalyst for stupidity. With a brain like mine, alcohol is the only way to find out how it feels to be an idiot. So you're talking as if you never tried alcohol before. I haven't. I never saw the point of it. So you're asking me to be your drinking buddy? Not at all. I'll do the drinking alone. Your role in this experiment will include standing here and providing me with a visible reaction to my inevitable temporary degradation. Uncork the bottle. Fine, let's get started. Well, let's begin with the steely resolve of a warrior going to his last battle. Nenio takes a big gulp straight from the bottle. Yuck! What? Ugh! That's disgusting. After she overcomes the urge to vomit, she looks at you with teary eyes. How do you all drink this? I am doing this for the sake of science. Another gulp. That should be enough. Ugh. Now, am I stupid yet? Quick, ask me about something smart. How many heroic acts did I am a day perform? 11, of course. She did all manner of things. Turned a cloak into a bridge, created a powerful artifact out of nowhere using just her broken sword and a bit of prayer, and even talked some undead into throwing himself up on his sword. By the way, did you know that if you question the authenticity of these acts in the center of Iomede's Cathedral and Neuroscience, you can get a boot-shaped bruise right in the lower of your back? It would seem I'm not drunk enough yet. Nenio takes another swig from the bottle. Right. Seems to be working now. I need to come up with an idea right now. I usually have a ton of ideas. Let's see now. Discari, Baphomet. Their anti-Crusader alliance is not effective enough. They need to unite their forces on the physical level. Baphomet needs to mount Discari and ride him into battle. 2 in 1. Yes, the experiment was successful. I am definitely drunk. She takes another gulp from the bottle to further confirm her condition. So how does it feel to be drunk for the first time in your life, from a scientific point of view? Terrific. I have definitely become more stupid. More than that, I am dumb as a box of rocks. And right now I don't give a rat's ass about science. Wait, I think I've got it. That's how men on the street see science. They don't give a rat's ass about it. Who cares how many heroic acts I am a day performed? 1 million or not a single one? I am a day is over there, Nenio says with a vague wave of her hand, whereas the bottle is right here, where it belongs. I hope you're satisfied now. Congratulations, I guess. Now what? I hope you're satisfied. Incredible! My intellect never stood a chance in its battle with alcohol. And what is most striking, this fact doesn't bother me at all. It feels like the thoughts in my head just went poof and disappeared. My thirst for knowledge, my desire to prove myself, they're all gone. My mind is so calm, it's actually a little frightening. I simply must describe this condition for my encyclopedia, but I'll get to that later. I just don't feel like it right now. You're not going to drink like a fish from now on, are you? What? Of course not. How could you think that about me? Me, the greatest scientist of modern times. Nenio stares at you blearily. Fine. Maybe. A little bit. Sometimes. No more than once a year. And only if no one sees me. I've got a reputation to maintain. Congratulations, I guess. Now what? That's it for now. The experiment was a success. Just a moment. Nenio stares at you with glazed eyes, shakes her head, and exhales loudly. When she meets your gaze again, her eyes are crystal clear. All right, I'm fine now. What was that? What was what? A moment ago you were drunk as a skunk, and now all of a sudden you're stone cold sober. Is that so? Nenio looks at the bottle in her hand, thoughtfully licks her lips, and nods. It seems that is indeed what happened. Clearly, I decided to forget the incident entirely because I no longer need this information. What I need now is to write an article for the encyclopedia about the influence that alcohol has on an individual's mind. So you could simply forget you were drunk and sober up, just like that? I have simply blocked the deleterious effects of alcohol from my mind. To put it in basic terms, I just forgot I consumed alcohol. The mechanism is similar to the one that I use to get rid of irrelevant memories. It's not overly complicated if you know how to do it. Your abilities are just amazing. What? What are we talking about? All right, happy I can help. On behalf of future generations, I formally thank you for your assistance in this momentous experiment. Now I have time to answer your questions. Come on, ask away. So, you are a kitsune. Nenio tosses you a skeptical look. Stating the obvious does you no credit. How does it feel to suddenly remember that you belong to another race? It is slightly unusual, no more than that. Knowing this fact will not help me write the encyclopedia. Therefore, it is useless. Therefore, I was right to forget it. And to forestall your next question, no. For now, I'm not planning to forget that I am a kitsune. My abilities can help you, my loyal follower, in your fight against him. Whom are we fighting again? Right, the demons. Nenio gives you a magnanimous look. See how much I appreciate your assistance, boy? I'll stop torturing your questions for now. What were we talking about? Are you sure you really want to meet the mysterious entity we know nothing about? I am sure. I am convinced. Think about all the hidden knowledge there in the emptiness. It seems to me that this event is certain to be my triumph, the experiment of the century. No, of the millennium. She looks away. Or maybe it will become my downfall, a complete fiasco. Here's the deal. If the mysterious entity decides to gobble me up, run as fast as you can while it's distracted. Tell all of Galorian about the heroic death of its greatest daughter. Tell them she perished, but that she never strayed from the thorny road to knowledge. Nenio sniffs and wipes a tear from her eye. I have to go. I'm a fan, Nenio. I'm a fan. But as far as I can tell, you cannot complete her quest in the beta, so I have no idea how to get that done. Like, where we are at with it now is as far as I've ever gotten with it. And there's nothing to see here, right?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. All right. The boy sitting on the counter looks about 18. He salutes you with dignity, though his eyes scarcely rise from the tavern's expense book. The knight commander of my establishment. What an honor. My name is Fagketo. I'm the owner of the Half Measure. How may I address you? I ask because some don't like undue familiarity, while others scoff at the drudgery of ceremony and titles. I could care less. You can call me Armadillo for all I care. Your commanderness, are you sure? I'm gonna remember that, you know. I smile mischievously. I'm absolutely sure. Out of respect for the whims of the hero of Drezen, the Armadillo it is. So what can I do for you? Wine, a meal, a heart-to-heart talk? How is it that such a young lad owns a tavern? Before the siege of Drezen, the half-measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how his family died. Just 3 words. Demon worshippers and sacrifice should be enough. Now that the city has been free, the authorities and the Church of Ayamade want to return the property to the lawful inheritors of the deceased. They take these things seriously in Mendev. Fi slaps himself on the forehead unexpectedly. They started talking about the yen, and I remembered. I want to thank you for personally defeating the demon in this very tavern when the city was taken. Without you, who knows how much crockery he would have broken and plates he would have smashed before the Crusaders got to him. Please accept my thanks, as the old saying goes, from the bottom of my heart. The Half Measure is a strange name for a tavern. Oh, that's a familiar story. It's not for the faint-hearted, but you're not one of those, are you? One day, before the ward stones were erected, a peasant family got lost on the way to the fair and ended up near the borders of the world womb. They stumbled upon a bored demon who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she'd prefer him to take all her children or only half of them. The sobbing woman looked at her three darlings and said, half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs off all the three children, said, I guess that's even, and disappeared. People across Drezen heard this story after the family found shelter at the local temple of Ayamade. For many years, they saved up for a regeneration spell so the children could be whole again. They eventually scrapped together enough for just one scroll and decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner and called it the Half Measure in memory of his family and the terrible incident with the demon. He had a good life for a time. He got himself married and always planned to help his brother and sister, though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Drezen surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot. The brother and his wife died a little later at the hands of deserters. There were rumors that the same demon that butchered the family came to Drezen and made a den of the Half Measure. If that's true, I guess he got what he deserved when you freed the city. That's the story. Fi shrugs pensively. That is jacked up all the way. Holy smokes. Why do you like sitting on the counter? 3 reasons, Fi says seriously. Drezen isn't the biggest city, but it still has a few taverns and pubs. To compete with the others, I need people to remember my establishment and myself. That's the first reason. A tavern keeper who sits on the counter definitely sticks out from the others, who prefer to stand behind their bars all dignified. Believe me, you're not the first one to ask. Sooner or later, every guest does. The second reason is the place atmosphere. People should feel relaxed here. Life near the world wound is hard enough. Folks don't go to taverns looking to cause each other more trouble. So I allow certain liberties, myself included. I'm even thinking of hosting a refreshing scuffle here on the 5th of the month. I've been letting my favorite guests break the glasses and swing on the chandelier. That's awesome. What's the feeling here in the city? I can only tell you about my guests. They're mostly working lads rebuilding what's been destroyed, along with soldiers and some merchants. Overall, the mood is pretty good, as far as it can be in some ceremonious, saber-rattling, banner-flying Mendev. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten that we nearly lost Kennebrez. War is like that. People live for a day, and that day is today or tomorrow, but never yesterday. You've had quite a good influence yourself. A simple lad leading the fight against the demons and defeating them, and running rings around all their arrogant queen's knights. People like stories like that. This calls for a toast, doesn't it? Indeed. Drinks on the house. What do your guests say about my new powers? The lad shrugs. The kind of things people say at a tavern. Some folks say you're just a dolled up corpse, bossing the other corpses around. Others say you've been sent here from Jeb to build a kingdom of death. There's even a rumor that you're an immortal lich. But most folks say that Ayamade's blessed the 5th Crusade and sent you our power. That demons have done such evil here that even the dead cannot rest in their graves. The hour of reckoning is near and you are its weapon. That's what they say. And I can see what they mean. Let me see what you have on offer. Dart, short sword, bunch of potions, crystallized demon rage. Ooh, this is plus 10 competence bonus on perception checks. Whenever you get a critical hit with a bow, target becomes disoriented. Yep, I'll take that. Do you have perception? Yeah, she does specialize in perception. Excellent. And critical hit with a bow. That's not hard for one to walk. All right. Let's move right along. I know this is the second straight episode that seems to be all walking around the city and talking. I know y'all like, is he ever going to go back outside? When are we going to continue the story? Soon, young Padawan, soon. But you know I'm thorough.
I will guide us.
Before you stands a dwarf. He has stern, rugged features and looks to be well armed. He fills his pipe with tobacco from garum, lights it, and blows out a cloud of smoke. Finally, he addresses you in a deep, dignified voice. How can I help you? We already met in Kennebrins, didn't we? Yes, I had a contract to assassinate a rather overconfident demon named Killis there. I guess that counts as participation in the siege of Kennebrins. Not that my employer had any interest in the actual outcome of the battle. Come to think of it, the information my client provided me with was almost suspiciously accurate. They seemed to be aware both of the impending attack on Kennebrins and of the fact that Killis was going to be there. You tried to kill that huge demon at the Battle of Drezen, but you failed. What happened? The dwarf's face grows grim. Yes, that was a failure. It was supposed to be a clean job. An anonymous client, a worthy target, a substantial fee. But the client insisted that I use an enchanted dagger they provided. I was assured that a single hit would be enough to finish the job, but it didn't work as expected. It was a serious blow to my reputation, and my reputation is everything to me. I have to go. Good luck. If you wish to make use of my services, I'll be here, but not for much longer. I'm expecting new orders to arrive soon. Oh, it forces me to ask, who are you? We've had that conversation, but whatever, okay. This dwarf never seems to be part with his trusty pipe. He even talks with it still in his mouth, the stem of the pipe clenched firmly between his teeth. Got a job for me, Commander? Who are you? Don't you remember our last meeting? Still smoking his pipe, the dwarf offers you a cursory salute. The name's Greybor. I'm an assassin for hire. But I suspect you're not here for small talk. Are you in need of my services? I want to hire you for a dragon hunt. The dwarf's eyes light up, but his tone is one of studied indifference. A large adult female? The one that's been snatching people and carrying them off? I've heard about her. That's an impressive target. I could take this job, but only if we do it soon. I'm expecting a new assignment from my regular client, and I'll have to leave as soon as I have the orders. And of course, you should know that this dragon will not come cheaply. 2,500 gold, paid in advance. How about a small discount? Let's think this through. Are there lots of assassins in this town who have the valuable experience of subduing dragons and are willing to work for you? Will I lose any profit by protracted haggling? Will you? Is there any chance that someone less competent than I am will be able to locate your target as efficiently as I would? No, I don't think so. There's absolutely no reason for me to give you any discounts. 10,000 gold is an honest price for the head of a fire breather. Give him 2,500 gold coins. I'll pay. Excellent. Let's get down to business. It's no easy thing to take down a dragon when you don't have wings, so you'll need to follow my lead. The best thing would be to catch her by surprise in her lair, but we need to find it first. Of course, if she doesn't leave tracks, that might be tricky, but I think I have a solution. We need to go west of Drezen, to the Grimwood Forest. The dragon's been seen there often. According to the scouts, this is likely because there's still some wild game left in those parts. We'll set up an ambush there. Greybor blows a cloud of smoke from his pipe and gives you a searching glance. I hope I can rely on your honesty. I understand that on our way to the dragon there might be other fights or places we need to visit for various reasons. That's to be expected. However, should I see that you are deliberately delaying the contract, or that you're dragging me off to assault some demon citadel instead of going after the dragon, we will have to revise the terms of our agreement.
Our path leads on.
Always good to work with a professional.
Without a doubt.
All right, so we did all this. We did this area. You know what? Did I talk to them, though? I don't think I talked to these people. Now that I think about it. I really hope in the full game you get more control over your champion. This photo is irritating me, as is the fact that I didn't choose any other feats. Right? I mean, is it just random? Randomly generated? Looking around the place, the Count seems quiet and dejected. Ah, Samori Sykes. Hello there. I'm feeling uncharacteristically pensive right now, or rather, I'm finding it rather difficult to put my thoughts into words today. I'm trying to understand something. We've been traveling together for a while now. What's your opinion of me? The Lich likes Daeran. He's even going to make him an undead companion to keep him around. You don't let anyone get close. There might be a good reason for that, but you can always count on me if you ever need any kind of support. Daeran's eyes widen in shock, and he looks at you with bewilderment. Then he smiles. Have you any idea how terribly insipid you sound? Throw in some extra nonsense like you could confide in me, and I'll be adamant that you were raised by a couple of trite playwrights who put you up to sleep by reading their boring scribblings on the workings of the heart. Fine. Do you know why I asked you that? Because the answer to the question, what do you think about me, usually reveals more about the one doing the answering than the one doing the asking. Now that I've got you thinking, let's proceed to the usual small talk. I promised I wouldn't talk about that, and I'll keep my promise, so goodbye. All right. And I know Camellia has nothing to say yet.
March ahead.
Her stuff will develop later on. What is that? Why is there loot there? Did I say? Yeah. What's that? Can't talk to any of them, right? Get your head out of the clouds. Rehearsal isn't over yet. Yeah, none of them are available. But further along is the prison. I think they said the prison is where they were going to keep the body, right? Is that in my journal? No. No, I'm not seeing it. Like that. Is that his body? Let's see. And clicking on him does nothing. Is that his body or is that just a regular dude? Okay. We'll move on. I don't remember where she said she would put his body. But then again, maybe I shouldn't assume that I'd be able to reanimate his body on my own. I might need to wait for old boy to come by and help out. All the way down here. Windowog. You probably have lots to say. Let's save Windowog for last. Because I think she said she wanted to catch up with me. We'll deal with her later. Arsinoe. Do I have to go up here to get back there? Right, okay. Boom, 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 boom. The fate of the League of the Card affected you greatly. So you could say, I did what I thought was right. I tried to help a good person with their troubles. And what came of it? I'm sorry, but I won't find peace until I track down Curl and Jana. What were they thinking? Is there any way to get through to them? Or should I just admit I was terribly wrong? There's another thing that's worrying me. The way people react to your power and mine. They think that if we've been chosen by Amadei, they need to pray at our feet. I'm not comfortable with the younger warriors hanging on my every word. Seelah smiles sourly. I feel alone. Nobody else is going to sit with me and celebrate saving a beer cart. And I'd like to regain, if not the friendship, at least the trust of the other knights, especially those I respect and consider my friends like Elin. Thank you for speaking with me. Until next time. See you. I am afraid that this will not be a playthrough where you're going to be happy, Seelah. I'm so sorry. So sorry, girl. I know you deserve better. Sometimes it just don't work out that way. It's a graveyard. Anything? Whoa. Whoa. Why are these ghosts floating around? What's that about? Don't I deserve a proper grave at least? Who leaves a brave knight's body to the crows like mere carrion? I'm no thief. Thieves steal other people's stuff, and what can a debtor do? I've never robbed a living soul, but why do corpse need gold? And they kicked me to death, the scoundrels. Good thing they didn't find my stash under the eastern wall. I don't remember being able to see ghosts again. This might be a Lich thing. That's super cool. Super, super cool.
Forwards.
Ooh, sapping assault. Okay. This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corruption of the abyss. Excellent.
Without a doubt.
This is a very... Ooh! I picked... Oh, they used Camillea's trickery check? Okay. Whatever. I was about to say, I was just clicking on it, clicking on it. But I will take it. What is up with this organ music they got going on in this level? Come on, come on. There we go. All right. Then we talk to Arsinoe, and then we're done. woman in gold embroidered cleric robes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, gleam brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, Commander. My name is Arsinoe. I am a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming the defenders of the fortress could use the services of a cleric. Perhaps you've heard about the wound that sometimes opens in my chest. Are you familiar with this kind of ailment? Arsinoe quickly probes you with the skill of an experienced healer. So the wound was right here, and then it disappeared and reappeared. Amazing. No, this is the first time I've heard of something magic. What do you think it might be? I think it is some kind of demonic corruption or particles of chaos from the abyss have entered through the wound into your body and made it so unstable. It sounds quite interesting, incidentally. Judging from the records of researchers in the judging from the records of researchers of the abyss, stranger things have happened in this cursed place. Can you give me some advice on how to heal it? I'm sure that you have already used the purification and chaos warding spells, and for obvious reasons, you do not have the option of leaving the campaign and going on a long pilgrimage to various shrines. Since that's the case, keep a diary. Make careful and systematic entries about your well-being. If it gets worse, record the circumstances under which it happens. I'm afraid that is the only advice I can offer right now. I want you to try to heal me. I'm sorry, but I do not have the right to do that. A healer who makes a blind attempt to heal a patient who is not on the verge of death is an irresponsible fool. You do not seem to be dying, so we will not take any unnecessary risk. Thank you. It all makes sense to me now. Take care of yourself, Commander. Interesting. That conversation goes differently if you're an angel. What services do you provide? I can sell you various divine spell scrolls, even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read them. I'll be happy to read it for you right here. However, take care out there on your travels. The scroll is useless without someone who can read it. To use the scroll while you're on the move, you'll need a spellcaster whose magical training covers such spells, or someone skilled in magical devices. Tell me more about Abadar. I'd be delighted to. Abadar is the patron deity of law, trade, and the prosperity of cities. He teaches that law and order allow civilization to develop and keep people safe and wealthy. Iyamade and Abadar are allies, since Iyamade holds order and nobility above all else. It's hardly surprising to see so many mighty fortresses and wonderful cities in Mendev bloom under her blessing. How did you end up in Drezen? My story has grown longer and longer over the years, yet sadly, it never gets any more interesting. I was born and raised in Absalom. Soon I realized that bringing the word of Abadar to places where it's already been heard was too easy a challenge for a cleric like me. I have traveled all across Galarian since then, watching civilizations bring enlightenment to the wildest of places. This brings joy to my heart and makes me feel like I serve my God with my deeds and not only with my words. The tiny barony and the stolen lands that have been my home for a long time eventually turned into a strong and prosperous kingdom, and I felt that I had to go somewhere else and bring the blessing of Abadar to someone who really needed it. It would take quite a long time for Drezen to recover and become an unfailing stronghold once again. I will do my very best to help. You're an Aasimar, if I'm not mistaken? Oh yes, I am an Aasimar. Hard to miss, isn't it? I look exactly like my great-great-grandmother, but I am the only one among my kin to have Aasimar blood manifest so visibly in my appearance. I have to admit that it is a very fortunate coincidence. My Aasimar features are rather appealing and make people trust me more easily. This is a good quality to have for a priestess wishing to gather a congregation. I see that you have consecrated the altar of Abadar. So I have, and before you ask me why I did this when there is a temple of Iyamade in Drezen, I will answer. Even though my God is the ally of the inheritor, some still prefer to pray and trust in Abadar instead of her. After all, my humble altar is no worse at removing the corruption of the abyss than the grandiose altar in the temple of Iyamade. I can use the help of a cleric. That is precisely why I'm here. All right. Ring of Pyromania. Whenever they're aware, this ring deals fire damage through a spell. They deal additional 1d6 plus 1 per 2 caster levels fire damage. They also get a +2 bonus to caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. Definitely need that. +2 wisdom, +4 intelligence. Definitely want that at some point. Whenever two creatures wearing different hats of this pendant are within 10 feet distance to each other, each gets a +2 circumstance bonus on attack rolls and to AC. It's kind of cool. I wonder if they'll let us put that on our pets at some point. Definitely want to buy those diamonds. Okay. But nothing for right now. I've only got 13k, so we're going to keep it steady for right now. And that is that.
Without a doubt.
All right. We'll save here, and I think that's a good place to end it. We are finally ready to start heading back out into the wild. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like and give me some feedback down in the comment section. And I will see you all in the next video later on this week. Take care.